You were left out?
Yes, yes. And the challenge, Your Lordship, is that I have not carried that particular file. Perhaps you could tell me Jubilee Party appears as which interested party?
Jubilee Party does not appear here.
Alright, your parties, I don't know what has
The parties here are John, petitioner, the National Assembly, the Senate of Kenya, His Excellency Deputy President, and His Excellency William Samuel.
Alright, I'm going to get it.
Uh, 528, John Mungo Rago and 5 others versus the National Assembly of Kenya and 4 others.
My lords and my lady, if it pleases the court, in that matter, my name is Simon Buru. I am on record for the petitioners. We'll be appearing together with Ms. Angatia, present in court, and Mr. Ndegwa Mchilo.
Not the guys you expect.
And Mr. Ndegwa Mchilo.
I am present here. Thank you.
My Lord, for the National Assembly, again you have Mr. Eric Gumbo, Paul Nyamodi, Moses Kipugei, Ken Meli, Dr. Mutomi Nkiankolu, and myself, Peter Wanyama. Lord, for the Speaker of the National Assembly, you have Mr. Milimo.
Just a minute. And you are for which party first?
For the first respondent.
Second respondent.
Yes, so for the second respondent, I have the privilege to introduce Mr. Milimo, who is the online platform. Mr. Kuyoni.
I hope you have taken quorum on all the relevant files.
Do you have 537, my Lord?
Uh, 537. 537, we have Gemma Wato Association, the National Assembly.
Yeah, Your Lordship. My name is Kiragu Watuta.
Is that Kiragu
Watuta. I appear together with my learned friend, Mr. Wambugu Wanjo, who is next to me. Mr. Kariuki Karanja, who is on the online platform, and Mr. James Dennis, equally on the online platform.
James Dennis.
James Dennis.
In this matter, for the first respondent, the National Assembly, you have Mr. Eric Gumbo in the online platform, Paul Nyamodi in the online platform, Moses Kipugei in the online platform, Ken Meli in the online platform, Dr. Mutomi Nkiankolu, the online platform, and myself, Peter Wanyama. My Lord, for the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, who appear second and the third respondent, respectively, you have Mr. Milimo in the online platform, Mr. Kuyoni and Ms. Akama are present in court for those two parties. Then, my Lord, for the Senate, that is the fourth and the fifth respondent, that's the Speaker of the Senate, you have Mrs. Stanji, Ms. Opola.
The one before
Mrs. Stanji and Ms. Opola, they are present in court physically.
50.
Thank you.
There is an the AG as and Honorable Gabriel Chalwa also as interested parties.
Yes, same representation for him.
I think that does for the forum.
Representation. My Lord, all these petitions,
You want to address the on which one?
522. My Lord, before I address these honorable courts in 522, is one housekeeping issue that perhaps your lordships and your leadership may wish to address at this stage, which is that your brother, Mr. Justice, the Honorable Mr. Justice Mugambi, directed all these files to the Chief Justice. They raise cross-cutting issues. So to save on judicial time, I don't know whether this court prefers that they be heard together without being consolidated, or whether the court would prefer to have them consolidated. I'm just drawing the attention of this honorable court to that, so that we can clarify how we move forward with all the 6 petitions. I might add that the 6 petitions have been filed because of the very weighty issues, constitutional issues, that are raised in each of these 6 matters. So the issue for the court to resolve, do we hear them together without formal consolidation, or do we consolidate them and hear them as consolidated?
What is your proposal?
My proposal, subject to what my learned friends say, is that we hear them together, concurrently, without any formal consolidation. But I leave it to my colleagues, and finally to the court. You are the ones with the pen and paper.
Thank you.
My Lord, for the respondents. Okay.
Your Lordship, I thought I was speaking to my learned friend that perhaps the petitioners also make their proposals, so that in respect to my learned senior's suggestions, so that then the respondents can then join. I am of the same view, Your Lordship, in petition number 509, that since they raise cross-cutting issues, for proper management of our time and expediency, that a consolidation of the same be considered. so that we can have a centralized way of advocating over the matters. So that if I am to submit, Your Lordship, I'll submit on the consolidated petition. I am most obliged.
Lord, since the other petitioners don't want to have a bite, so Mr. Watuta wanted to say something.
That was you.
Yes, Your Lordship, in E0509.
Your Lordship, in 537, we can have the matter heard alongside each other without a problem.
Your name?
My name is Kiragwa. In 537.
My Lord, with your permission, in petition number 528 2024, Simon Dore is my name. I would wish that we proceed with the matters being consolidated in response to a consolidated petition. Simon Dore. Thank you very much.
Prefer consolidation.
Consolidation.
We have council who are online. I believe that you understand what we are talking about here, and if you want to contribute, you may say something.
My Lord, perhaps if I may, for the National Assembly, my name is Nyamwadi. I am online.
Yes.
My Lord, the National Assembly is respondent in all these issues. And perhaps, my Lord, this is an opportune time for me to point out to you that there are 23 other petitions. There are 29 in number altogether.
Yes.
My Lord, the National Assembly has made an application for consolidation. And that application for consolidation is on the court record in this matter. And my Lord, the National Assembly is of the view that these matters are best dealt with after consolidation, that they are consolidated and had as a consolidated position. Because the issues are cross-cutting and they are the same in nearly all the 29 petitions that are pending in respect of this process.
Thank you. Is there any other person who wants to submit on the issue?
Yes, my Lord, your Bishop.
Yes.
Minimum, my Lord. My Lord, I adhere, my Lord, to the Speaker of the National Assembly. My Lord, on our part, we associate ourselves with the submissions of Malani Senior, Mr. Nyamodi. My Lord, you shall note that the petitions, my Lord, a total to 29 in number, my Lord, raised similar or same issues. And my Lord, so that then we handle these issues together, we propose, my Lord, that you exercise, my Lord, some patience to have all those matters availed before the bench, my Lord, one way or the other. Because, my Lord, we shall note that some have since been referred to the CJ. And it is expected, my Lord, that they will all lunch before this bench. And that, my Lord, therefore, so that we take directions once and for all in respect of all those matters, my Lord, we would expect that maybe the court consider, my Lord, to grant this matter a mentioned date. Maybe by Friday.
at which time, my Lord, it should be expected that all the matters would have been availed before you take directions. We will go for consolidation, my Lord, of all the matters so that we have one consolidated file. And if possible, my Lord, then we keep the issues in all the files so that the responses can be one to all the petitions as opposed to each, which would be, my Lord, a little bit difficult and tedious for the parties. I thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Milimo and Mr. Namodi, have you cited the 29 petitions which you claim have been filed?
My Lord, we have cited as many as they were when the application for consolidation was made. But my Lord, they have been coming thick and fast. I have the list of the 29. If your Lordship wants, I can read it out. Let's subscribe.
Yes.
My Lord, being in a court of law, particularly a court of record, means that the court is guided by practice. Your Lordships, your Ladyship are being addressed about files which are not before this Honorable Court. Your Lordship cannot make any orders regarding consolidations or being held together. These 6 files are before this Honorable Court pursuant to the orders of the Chief Justice. If anybody wants to do anything else, let them follow the correct procedure. But we are anxious today in 522 to argue our notice of motion for conservatory orders. That is why we are here. I hear my colleague, learned friend Mr. Milimo, talking about Friday, after the Senate may have sat. We are seeking to persuade this court to issue a conservatory order today so that the illegality and constitutional resolution by the National Assembly does not proceed any further. Give us that opportunity to persuade this Honorable Court on our notice of motion for the conservatory orders. Unless, of course, my colleagues Mr. Milimo and Mr. Nyamondi concede to our applicant to give us a conservatory order.
Yeah, my Lord, I was addressing the issue of consolidation. My colleague is agitated. He doesn't want me to.
I thought we were the ones to make response in respect to what they have submitted on.
The issue of consolidation, I think, should not take too much for.
It shouldn't, Your Lordship.
That's okay, my Lord. My Lord, that's, I want just to clarify.
Yes.
My Lord, there are files. For example, there's a file today which we have just appeared before Justice Chacha Mwita. We appear as respondents in all these matters. Therefore, we have a singular duty to bring out these facts to the court so that you can consider. Today, at 3:30, Justice Chacha Mwita has made a ruling in 550 of 2024.
Why don't we deal with the issue of consolidation?
That's what, my Lord, I'm laying basis for my application.
Files before us here,
Yeah.
then we can then move forward.
My Lord, the issue of consolidation we are submitting will be, if you make that order now, it's going to be affected with the decision which has been made today by Justice Chacha Mwita. And my Lord, I wanted to just address you so that you can consider that. So my Lord, today Justice Chacha Mwita has issued a ruling in 550 of 2024, forwarding this file to the Chief Justice. And the comments from the file by the learned judge is that the Chief Justice will consider forwarding that file as well to this bench for consideration. So, my Lord, that is information which is useful. My Lord, secondly, in Kiambu 039 of 2024, again, the learned judge has issued a similar order. forwarding the file to the Chief Justice for consideration by this, for possible consideration by this bench. Again, in Kerugoya E01 of 2024, my Lord, similar orders have been issued. So that, my Lord, whereas we don't oppose the order for consolidation, if those other files are then brought by the Chief Justice to this bench, then there will be a need for further consolidation or consideration for that question of further consolidation. That's why, my Lord, Mr. Milimo was submitting that, and we take great exception to the submission that conservatory orders be issued. You cannot issue conservatory orders when the question...
My Lord, I asked for an opportunity to argue that application. He's going into the marriage.
My Lord, I'm not arguing the merits. What I'm saying is that you cannot consider the question of conservatory orders until all the files are properly before you for determination. Nonetheless, my Lord, if they are ready to argue the question of conservatory orders, my Lord, we are ready to respond to that question of conservatory orders. But, my Lord, we are just bringing facts to court so that, my Lord, when you make judicial decisions, my Lord, you are guided by Mutunga rules, which require efficiency, judicial economy, and, my Lord, scarce use of judicial resources.
Your Lordship, we are here because you have 6 files before you. And these files did not just land before this bench. They were through a judicial process of certification. Any file that is not before you, has not been certified by the Chief Justice, cannot be a point of consideration when considering the question of consolidation. I am equally eager, Your Lordship, to urge my application on the conservatory order. So, Your Lordship, anything that is not before you, most respectively, cannot be a question for your consideration.
My Lord, for the Senate and the Speaker of the Senate, Taji, my Lord, we are parties, we are in the same position as the National Assembly. We find ourselves in all these petitions. The petitioners have the luxury of dealing with their specific petitions. So, my Lord, the question of consolidation is an important one. And also what Mr. Wanyama has submitted is important. There are 3 other files that will be referred to this bench or whichever other bench the Chief Justice decides to constitute. So, my Lord, at this point, what the petitioners are doing this afternoon is grossly unfair to the respondents. We would seek for the court to give directions on the preliminary matters, and we are not afraid to proceed with the application. We have filed our grounds of opposition to the application. But, my Lord, when we find ourselves in all these matters at the same time concurrently, it becomes very difficult for the respondents to have their day in court. So, my Lord, we urge that first we deal with the question of consolidation.
Your Lordship, what I heard my learned friend for the Senate suggesting is that
I think it's just in order when you speak, you introduce yourself because we do the name.
Very well, Judge. Very well, Judge. My name is Kiragu Abuta. My Lord, what I heard my learned friend suggesting is that for now, do not listen to an application for conservative order made by the petitioners, because there are other petitions which are not before you that may come before you, or they may go before another court. These petitions, my Lord, we've learned through this process, they continue to be filed more or less after 2 days, after 3 days. There will be no end to filing of these petitions. So, for what is before you, let us proceed. We also ready to argue our application to conservatory order. Otherwise, my Lord, all this time will lapse when petitions are being filed left, right, center. So it is not unfair to file petitions against the National Assembly or the Senate, and therefore the suggestion that we are being unfair to them to include them in every petition